What is up, peeps? SWTV HD here, and I'd like to welcome you to another review video. Now, excuse my audio, I know it's not the greatest. I'm just using my headset right now to record this audio, so I do apologise, it's not at its greatest, but that's what I can do right now. And I'm going to be reviewing this video, and I don't do much reviews on my channel, but whenever I get something new that I kind of enjoy or want to show you guys, a mini upgrade of any sorts, I'll definitely do a review on it and kind of tell you my first impressions of it. Now, maybe later in the future I'll be doing a video again, kind of saying a further detailed impression as I use it for a long amount of time and see how it does. Now, this new mouse I bought, it is the Maplin Pro wireless BlueTrace mouse, as you can see here. Just a bit of details on the back and stuff. The packaging isn't amazing, just a decent usual packaging. Now, Maplin is a UK electronics store well, I said UK, so it's located in the UK. It also has an online store. I'm not too sure if it does any like deliveries outside of the UK or anything like that. You might have to look deeper into that to find out, but luckily I have one just like down the street from me, so it's quite nice. And yeah, I can get all my electronics from there. Now, this is where I got the mouse from, and it's specifically designed by Maplin. So it is kind of a discount type product where it's kind of like the alternative, cheaper option designed by the store themselves. Now, this is definitely good for what it's done. I mean, I've only just I had it for a day, as I said. I've just got it recently, and it's got nice, smooth texture here on both sides, which is very nice. It's also the same texture here on the scroller. And it's very nice and very comfortable, and it's, you know, it's not a texture that you may find irritating on the thumb like that. You can move it about, it's quite nice and smooth. So a very nice choice of texture to use on this mouse here. I really like it very much. You can see there are two back and forward buttons you can use, I think, for browsing or anything you want to do that you can assign two buttons or two controls to. You can assign these buttons to them. Let's say you play Minecraft. A lot of people that play Minecraft. You can assign one of them to sprint and one of them as to hotkey 1, so it is really useful for that kind of task. And I would say this is kind of a crossbred between, you know, the usual browsing default mouse and kind of the gaming mouse. So it's kind of in between there, so it's very, very nice. It just gives you a few extra buttons to kind of do some different tasks on it. So it's got the usual thickings. It's got the scroller, which also has a click button there, and this is an LED which you can also click on and off. You can determine whether you want it on or off. It goes bright red when it is connected, so it will go bright red when it's connected to say, look, I'm connected, you can now use this. But it doesn't always have to be bright red. If you want to turn it off, as I said, you can just click it and then that option will be gone, so you don't have to have it red all the time if that does get irritating. Turn it around to the back, you see we have the on and off switch here. Let me get a bit closer, I don't know if it's in focus, but you have the on and off switch there. You turn it on, and as you can see, it lit up blue there. Now that's the sensor, so if you hover over it, there we go, it goes blue, and there we go. So that's the sensor. Make sure you do turn it off after using it, because it is a battery, AA battery mouse, hence why it's probably so thick and large, because it needs to fit these batteries in. So, as I said a second ago, it is quite large, and it's probably for the people with larger or medium-sized hands. I have, you know, medium-sized hands, not really small, not really large, and they fit and feel very comfortable on me, and that's probably why I got it, because it feels comfortable. I can click these two buttons whenever I want. I can do that. I can access that quite easily, and it's definitely very nice and definitely fit to my hand and everything like that. So it's perfect for me. But if you do have quite small hands and it's quite, you know, it's quite large for you, you want to make it a bit thinner, you can have the wired version, which is kind of a mini version of this. Again, it is a Maplin a Maplin Pro. It's like a mini version of it. And yeah, so it's definitely cheaper. Wait, no, actually it's not cheaper. It's actually more expensive. I think this was £15, $14.99. And it feels cheaper, let's just say that. It's definitely it's just full plastic and stuff, and it definitely feels a lot cheaper, as I said a second ago. This one feels more expensive, although this is more expensive. This has probably some more buttons to it. That's probably what changes it and makes it more expensive and ups the price. It has an extra button here, which I'm not too sure what that's specifically there for. But again, you can assign it to anything you want to assign it to. Whenever you're playing a game or you know, editing or browsing, you can set it to certain things. So 6 buttons. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7. But it depends if you want to class the scroller click as a button. So either way, it's got 6 buttons. This one has 5. And yeah, so it's actually pretty decent as well. This one is a wired mouse, this one's wireless. I do prefer this one, as I said, but this is definitely for those types of people who, you know, don't mind using a wired mouse and have kind of smaller hands. So this is definitely a nice mouse as well. Now I'm going to compare it to the first mouse I had, which is the default mouse for my new PC. Now this came with the PC, as I said, that I got about a few weeks ago. And you know, it's just a usual mouse, no specified, you know, text, pieces of tech on it, nothing really different. About the same size, thickness wise, the one I got is a bit bigger, a bit thicker. But again, it's almost fit to my hand, and it feels very decent and stuff. So this is a decent default mouse, but I wanted to upgrade it so I can have a few extra buttons and a few things to click to assign certain tasks and controls to. So compared to that, it's definitely an upgrade. Now I'm going to show you another mouse here, which looks a bit wrecked up, sorry, and it is because you've got a bit of tape there going over it, which is trying to keep this little thing on here. As you can see, there's batteries in there, and it's trying to keep that on because it broke and it no longer stays in there, so we have to put tape around it to keep it sticking there, which is a bit frustrating. But I got this for about 11 quid, and it definitely lasted quite a while, and it's pretty decent. It's called a True mouse. It's got a specific model and stuff like that, but this I could not find anywhere online. I couldn't even find the company, so this is probably just a knockoff version of a Logitech mouse. Again, got the side buttons and some extra buttons and a scroller here. This was good. When I first got it, I was amazed, and I was like, this is great. It's cheap and good, but it became less durable and not too great, not too comfortable either, but getting the upgrade, and it's definitely nice. Again, this is quite small compared to this one, and I just wanted something that could fit my hand perfectly, so I've got this mouse and I absolutely love it. So given that it's wireless, its response time is probably a bit less than, you know, the ones you'd find on wired mouses and stuff like that, but it's not really noticeable. When I first used this, I think when I was moving across the screen, sorry, I just completely locked the camera there. As soon as I scroll across the screen like this, it is quite quick, and it's a lot more sensitive, but I think you can adjust that if you want, or just get used to it. But it's quite sensitive and stuff like that. I do have a normal mouse pad and stuff, so I can just put it on there, and it feels pretty nice, and it goes pretty well, and I'm definitely happy with this product. So if you do want to get it yourself, go on the Maplin website, or go to Maplin, of course, and just try and find it there, because it is specific to that make. But if you find anything similar to this, make sure when you buy a mouse, always look at the size, you know, specs on it, and the certain buttons and why do you want to use this mouse. You know, if you want to use it for gaming, maybe if you're starting out and you're fresh and everything like that, this would be definitely a great start product for you to get. But you can also get some high-end gaming mouses which are quite expensive. Again, that is all up to you. Also look at the size. If it's wireless, why do you need batteries? What type of batteries do you need? This one needed AAA, this one needs AA. So look at that, those types of specs, and that will determine, you know, the best mouse for you. I wanted to show you this one because it's cheap and it's good, and it's definitely very comfortable, and it's a bit heavier, but you know, you're not going to be hovering your mouse in the air much, so it's definitely okay to deal with and very, very comfortable to move around. And for someone the size, like with a hand size of me, it's very good, as I've said a few times. So check this out if you want, check other ones, and make sure you don't just buy a mouse, because sometimes you're just going to buy a mouse and you think, okay, it's just a mouse, who cares? Then you get it and you don't like it because of a certain thing. So make sure you do kind of, you know, look at some stuff and kind of figure it out and get the best that is fit to you. So this has been FTW HD. Slap that like button in the face if you enjoy, subscribe for more, and I hope this definitely helps you kind of open your eyes a bit about mice in general, and kind of showed you a nice alternative to the expensive mice. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. The camera just completely changed there. And peace.